is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. Yeah, so this time I'm on the Freedare Eden. Freedare Eden. Yeah, this is a nice bike. Yeah. It's got a new battery on here. Yeah, Freedare finally sent me a second battery. Thank you so much, Freedare. I do appreciate it. Yeah, we got a second battery, so now if I take this out to go fishing, I don't have to worry about not making it back home. You know, the whole issue I had with that was, you know, I said if I take this out, go to Bussy Woods, go fishing, usually afterwards we like to go out for lunch somewhere. Usually it'll probably be Costco because that'd be the closest place to go. Well, that's a little bit of a ride to get there, and then of course then you got to take it from Costco, get all the way back home. So it could be a little bit of a distance. So I was wondering whether I would be able to make it on a single battery. We were able to do it, but I had to really be careful of how I was riding the bike. I mean, if I didn't pedal. Here, let me lower my pedal assist to 2. If I didn't pedal most of it, I probably would not have made it there and back. So you know, the good part is it forced me to pedal to get more exercise, right? This is a torque sensor bike too, by the way. So it's got 3 pedal assist levels, which is all you need for a torque sensor bike, really, if you think about it. So it kind of forced me to pedal to get the exercise. But, you know, the thing is, by the time you get to Bussy Woods and you're starting to fish, you're kind of tired out already. You're tired out and now you got to fish. So I didn't want to pedal all the way, you know, maybe pedal a certain amount of way and then throttle the last X amount of distance so that you're not all tired out and then you're not enjoying the fishing as much then, right? Let's turn here. It was the last minute decision. There's nobody around, don't worry about it. So yeah, we got a second battery from Freedare. So now I can carry a second battery with me. Now, the real question is how do I carry the second battery? Now we do have a rear rack and we do have a front rack, but the second battery is a little bit long. Now, you know, I have this toolbox, right? I could put the thing in the toolbox and then put the fishing tackle in the toolbox as well, and then the fishing lures I had sitting on the front rack the last time. I could do that. The only thing is that particular toolbox is kind of wide, so part of it would be hanging off to one side because, you know, I have the fishing rod holder. Here, let me see if I can get up here and kind of show you real quickly. It's one of the benefits of having big fat tires. You can just do whatever you want. Here, let me show you real quickly. Let me put this kickstand down here. Get off the bike here. Let's get around on this side. All right, see this? This is what holds my fishing rods, right? Well, this is right up flush against the rack. So if I put the thing on here, it's about this wide. It would be hanging out this far out. I guess that's okay. It just looks a little weird, but it would work and I could strap it around, right? The battery is only this wide, so I could actually put the second battery right here. The second battery, let me see. The second battery actually has a bunch of foam. I could actually just leave it in the foam casing and then stick it on here. But then I wouldn't have any place to put the tackle. So I think I have to still use that toolbox, let it hang out a little bit. It sticks way out here too, of course. And then this thing here that I put on here, you notice I zip tied some foam. That's because I put that that stool that I bring with me. This is kind of keeps it from scratching up the bike. I put it here and I lean it up and it comes up here. But then if it comes up here, that pushes that toolbox even further out. So it's kind of a dilemma, and you have to mount this thing flush against the rack, because the fishing rods will come up here, and then I have the fishing net will come into the center one. So yeah, I have a little bit of dilemma. Now the alternative would be to somehow mount on the side over here the stool, put the second battery, leave it in its foam. The foam is really kind of cool because it's two pieces and it sticks in the battery, so it's actually good. I mean, it looks like a bunch of foam. It could fit right in here, but then all the tackle will have to fit in the front. Now I have that thin tackle box, but other stuff would stick up higher, and this is not a very deep front basket. As you see, it's very kind of not deep enough. So I've got to figure something out. So now, why not just put it on another bike? Have the same issue then. It doesn't really matter. I mean, that thing there will have to go up against the side of one of the racks, so anything else would push the other side further out for the toolbox. So that's my issue. That's what I got to figure out how to deal with. But hey, better to have the second battery than not, right? So it's a good issue to have. It's just got to figure out how best to carry all this stuff. And I do want to carry the second battery. I don't want to be stranded somewhere. So I'm taking it out this time because I'm testing out this new battery. I just want to make sure that the battery is capable and able to do stuff. I mean, it doesn't need to do, even if it wasn't as capable of the first battery, let's say it had less ability, it's still enough to get me home, and that's really all that counts at this point. But you know, these are 20 amp hour batteries. It should take me a while, so I could be able to feel comfortable wherever I'm riding. I will make it home. So yeah, again, thank you to Freedare. I really appreciate it. I mean, I know I'm new to them. I'm not proven to them or anything like that. You know, I don't know if anybody's ordered a Freedare bike because of me yet or not, but I hope you guys do. Yeah, it's a good bike. I really do like it. All right, we're gonna take a left onto the path. So we're gonna stay right here, put the hand out, let people know I'm turning right here. Go up the path. Yeah, I kind of like these handlebars too. It kind of curves towards you. It's not your typical straight out handlebar, so you're not as wide out. Had to duck. These the tree branches are starting to get kind of big, and some of the areas, if you don't duck, you're gonna hit the tree branch. I mean, I'm kind of high up here because I don't have the saddle low. I have it pretty high up usually, so I can get decent extension, right? Yeah, this is a nice bike. You know, it's got all the electronics and everything on there. So it's got the alarm system. The alarm actually doesn't, the one thing that I did recommend that they consider doing is to put on an actual alarm that actually makes noise. So it should send us a signal to tell us somebody's messing with your bike, which it does do. It sends you a text message. And then also that it should have an audible alarm so that whoever's messing with your bike gets scared off, right? Like I said on that other video, you know, you can add one of those things yourself. It's $17.99 to buy one of these external alarms. Yeah, you could add it yourself, hide it on the bike. I go on the bottom right by the crank. I go underneath there, I zip tie it to something, some cables and stuff there. So it's very hard for them to see where it is. Then if they mess with the bike, there's an audible alarm, and then also you get the text message too at the same time, telling you that somebody's messing with your bike wherever you are. Yeah, and I know that text message is not just local, all right? You could be anywhere in the world, that thing will send you the text message. Not that you could do anything about it at that point if you're anywhere in the world, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I think the battery is going to do just fine. I've been riding a little bit now. I've been throttling, conservatively throttling. I haven't been going real fast. We're down to about 95% battery, so yeah, I think we'll be fine. Battery works well, Freedare, thank you. Let me say a shout out to my Freedare rep too, she's really good. If the others at Freedare are watching, yeah, you got a good one with her. She's really good with the influencers. All right. We'll stop here. We'll let all the cars go through. There's quite a bit of cars. Let them all go through. Just wave them all on. Wave them all on, let them go. Now some of the drivers will stop, even though they don't have a stop sign there. They will stop. They don't want to run you over. You don't want to be the guy that runs over a bike rider. That does not look good on your record. So they will typically stop. Not every area though, but I've noticed here they will stop because it's a residential street there. They don't want to be the guy that ran you over at a residential street. That'd be pretty embarrassing, let alone being dangerous for everybody. So, but all right, we'll hit them with the bell here. On your left. Yeah, I don't think they were paying attention anyway. Hey, I hit them with the bell and I said on your left. There we go. Morning. More often than not, most of the people on these paths are really friendly. Except that one guy who said I was illegal. But they're usually pretty friendly out here. Can't say that everywhere I go. Some places, yeah, people are not that friendly. Don't know why people are like that. It makes the world better if people are a little friendlier. People have asked me too in the past, you know, since you used to work in law enforcement and you've seen some pretty nasty things. Yeah, I've seen some pretty nasty things. He says you should write a book about it. No, I don't think so. Okay, this person's stopping for me, so we'll go forward. No, I don't think so. I wasn't in it long enough compared to others who were working a lot longer in the field than I did. I was out in the San Diego area about 8 years. I spent some time, of course, having to go to school to learn how to do it. And then I was in it. Then I went private as well. Had a private forensic business as well. Then we ended up moving back. Yeah, we ended up moving back to the Chicago area. And then I was out of it, although I did continue doing my private forensic work. I don't think I've ever mentioned that to you guys. Yeah, I was still doing private audio forensic work for various attorneys, some of it being defense cases, of course. At that point, it wasn't prosecution. But yeah, they have evidence that's given to them, and sometimes it's audio evidence where, you know, you have nothing but noise, right? So you have an audio recording, maybe a surveillance recording. It's all noisy. You can't hear anything. So my job is to clean that up, you know, make it sound better so that you can hear what's being said, get the noise out of there. So there's, you know, of course, specific filters and things you can use to remove the noise. And then you have to be available to testify in court as to what you did and what you found, all that type of stuff. You laid a foundation for the evidence, essentially. And it's kind of bouncy here. It's kind of bumpy. I think they need to really kind of repave this path a little bit. So I did that for a while. So I did forensic photography work and forensic audio work privately after I left the DA's office in San Diego County. And so I had a certain amount of years of that. But I wouldn't say my experience with working lots and lots of homicide cases and the like would be something worth writing a book about. Yeah, I don't think so. Then you got to write the book. I'm too lazy to write the book. You're lucky I'm actually doing these videos. There you go. Well, see, when you do the videos, I just record and I sit and I talk. I think I'd rather do that than have to sit down and write. That's a lot tougher. That takes a lot of effort. People said the same thing for my music. It says, you're a pretty good musician. You play all sorts of instruments. You play at church. You do all these things. How come you've never written your own songs? You know how hard it is to write a song? Okay, you could throw a bunch of notes together. But you know how hard it is to write a song that has lyrics and music and have it to a point where people enjoy the series of notes that you put together? It's not that easy. People think it is. It's not that easy. I mean, I could throw a bunch of notes together. Might sound half decent, but wouldn't be any big hit or anything like that. Let me say this too, for those who are music hopefuls, if you write your own music, okay, you make a lot more money than just playing the music, all right? And you want all the rights to those music publishing things. Think about Taylor Swift. She fought to get her stuff back. She wanted access to everything. These people are taking advantage of a lot of the artists and taking all their money. Yeah, she fought back. She found a loophole. She found a way to get it all back to herself. She re-recorded her music. Nobody's ever heard of doing that before. She couldn't get access to her songs. She goes, I'm just going to re-record it. And then she told all her fans, yeah, I'm re-recording my songs. And then they bought those records. She gets all of those things then. Yeah, never again for her. She's never going to give up that stuff again. She's found a way so that doesn't happen. So good for her. Good for her. Okay, we've gone down a cul-de-sac. Didn't even realize that this was a cul-de-sac, but we know now. Let's go and turn. Yeah, U-turn, man. A rarity for the Russ is Right channel. Yeah, I don't do a lot of U-turns. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do that with certain bikes, but yeah, I did okay. Let's head back. Where are we at? 90%. Yeah, we've been riding around a while. Most of it's been throttle. Yeah, battery's doing well. I think we can trust it. But anyway, I have said, wow, that's a big hawk. There was a big hawk just standing there. We don't see too many of those around here. That thing was huge. That thing was huge. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, I've always felt that you should test out your batteries and find out what the actual range of each battery is. That way you know whether you have the ability to make it someplace and back. And wherever you're going, figure you got that much more distance to get back home. So let's say you have a total of 30 miles for each battery. That's 60 miles. That's 30 miles out and 30 miles back. It's not 60 miles in one direction, okay? Because if you do it in one direction, you never make it home. Everyone knows this, right? Surprisingly, some people don't know it. Makes you wonder. Yeah, plan out your route. If you're going to go some distance, plan out what you're going to do. Figure out how many miles that's going to be. I mean, at one time I took, I don't know which bike it was. Yeah, I took the Deer. Yeah, the Magicycle Deer. I took it out. I was going to head towards the Botanic Gardens. I figured I had 2 batteries. Well, I throttled most of it there. And I was eating up the battery pretty much. And I said, you know, I've made it on the Rad Rover 5 to the Botanic Gardens. I should make it with this thing because the Rad Rover 5 had 20 amp hours because I had those unit pack power batteries on there. I had 2 of them. So I says, that's 40 amp hours. Well, I'm carrying 40 amp hours. I can make it. No, couldn't make it. I was eating up power like crazy because I was going too fast, and the motor peaks out higher than the Rad Rover 5. Rad Rover 5 only peaks out at 750. That's why a lot of people said, you know, is that thing truly 750? Well, they claim 750, but they're basically saying their peak power is 750. Okay. Well, the deer probably peaks out. I don't know what it truly is, but at least 1200 or more. So if you're pushing that thing hard, you're eating up all the power. And the next thing you know, you're out of battery. So I made it to a certain point, and I said, uh-oh. If my battery's out now and I haven't even made it to the Botanic Garden yet, I will never make it back home if I actually go to the garden. So I had to turn around. I said, that's it. Once one battery's down, that's it, you're done. You got to head back. So you have to really test out your battery on your bike. You got to figure out how many miles can I truly get based on the way I'm riding, and make sure both batteries do that, because one battery might do 30, maybe the other battery only really does 25, you know. You just don't know. You have to really kind of test it out. So there you go. In my case here with the Freedare, I know I can make it there and back with one battery if I pedal a certain amount of it. So anything that the second battery gives me is extra. So I know I can make it there and back and be safe. Don't have to call Mrs. Wright up and say, hey, come get me. I've had to do that twice now, where she's had to come and get me. And I've just been lucky that each time that I've had to call her, it was right during her lunch hour. So she was able to leave work. I wasn't too far from where she was each time. She was able to pick me up, drop me home, make it back to work. And she's eating her lunch in the car as I'm driving it back home. So you don't have that luxury every time you go out, right? And I feel bad when I call her because I know it's taking it out of her day and she's working real hard. Now she's got to come get me even. So yeah, I don't want to do that. Alrighty, that's about all I have for you guys for today. I think it's time to go home. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thank you again to Freedare. I'll talk to you guys next time.